Really, that's all it was. It was just to recruit thousands of people in the military, so the war machine could have the reason to get as big as it's got.
That's all. Yeah, 9/11 was the reason for bloating the Pentagon budget, bloating everything. It was that event is the
the new Pearl Harbor.
Alright, man, whatever.
What's
Everybody
up?
knows it. We're like preaching to the choir. Everybody knows what we're saying.
Yeah, a bunch of choir boys and gals. What, you recording, dog?
I'm recording.
Yo, shawty. Turn on my microphone.
Anyway, we are IJS Radio. I am John Montana.
Hello, John.
Coming to you
I'm Scott.
from the state of Montana. That's
Correct.
where we are right now, hiding from potential fertilizer explosions and whatnot. And lots happened since we were last here.
So much in the news.
Yeah.
What do we got?
All right.
According to Jim.
Some kind of terrorist attack in Boston killed 3 people and injured 130 people. And then yesterday, an accidental explosion killed, they're saying somewhere around 15 people. And injured around, they saying somewhere around 200 people.
Whoa!
You know what I mean?
So it's a high.
But that one is just an accident, so that's not gonna be in the news for very long. They're just gonna, Governor Rick Perry Rick the Dick is gonna sweep it under the rug because it's a failure. It's a state failure. You know what I mean? If it is an accident. You know what I mean? First of all, it's illegal. Ammonium monoxide, didn't they ban that? Isn't there a federal ban on that stuff?
What am I, a fucking chemical expert?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of ammonium oxide. What is it?
Well, I mean, I think that Texas might have loosened its regulations on some of these chemicals, and it doesn't that kind of maybe make Rick Perry look bad? That maybe his regulatory
unfettered capitalism
policy or lack thereof. Whatever is what's responsible for these accidents, but I don't think it was an accident. I really me. I don't believe in coincidences, and accidents are another form of coincidence. So I don't know, man. I just don't feel like fertilizer is known, as a fucking dangerous chemical, but it's not fertilizer by itself that can cause an explosion the size of a freaking nuclear bomb. I mean, this thing, it happened in a very low populated area, but it pretty much, they said it was a 5-mile radius explosion that had flattened hundreds of buildings.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you've seen the viral phone video of a explosion. I don't know.
The guy was in his car,
so
maybe that's why he was able to send the video to the internet.
Well, he didn't die and all that, obviously.
Yeah,
even though
obviously he was able to upload it on YouTube before he, whatever happened to him.
But
he was in his car, and you can tell when the explosion happens, it just he gets knocked off of his feet. You know what I mean?
He's with his daughter and everything.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't hear. It's like, no shit. There's a huge fucking explosion right next to you. Your ears are gonna be ringing like crazy.
So
that could make someone deaf.
If you're in your car, that's probably the safest place to be in something like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Well, there's a lot of shattered glass.
Your car might just roll around and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's gonna be shattered glass. But if you're in a building, dude, that building is gonna collapse on top of you, and you're gonna be trapped under there.
Yeah, that's true.
Cars in a car, you're more of a compact place. You can get under the seats or something like that.
So
the seats will cushion the shock.
So these so these unconnected things. So one thing, question number 1 for the Boston bombing. Do you think the blame will come down on Christian terrorists or Muslim terrorists? Which one? Homegrown domestic
North
white
Korean
boy or
terrorists?
No.
I don't know.
Who will they blame in the media? Because all the mainstream lunkheads are like, I hope it's not homegrown Timothy McVeigh shit. I hope it's Middle Eastern.
Basically, now they're going with the story that it was these 2 guys with backpacks that Alex Jones pointed out.
Aha! So he really broke.
Alex Jones broke the story on who did the Boston bombing, and they called him a crazy on that day. Bill O'Reilly called him just crazy, and then the next day the Boston police pretty much confirmed that Alex Jones is correct. These 2 guys are the main suspects And
how curious.
Yeah, but now the media is kind of underplaying it. So what if these guys are innocent? You know, they could just be. You know, we should be careful and not like point these out. Like all of a sudden, we're trying to be nice to these terrorist suspects.
Well, nobody but AJ could have pointed this out, right? Yeah. That's the message of all the like. It was gonna happen.
Because AJ pointed out, the media is like, well, we're not sure. Like the Boston police say, but we're sure. The media's like, but it might be something else, right?
So that's how. So that's who they're looking for, supposedly?
Yeah, some two guys who look like military guys. They look like Blackwater guys, like with black outfits.
Outfits.
Okay, you know how the Blackwater guys. Okay, what was that sniper that got killed?
Chris Kyle and his boy, who was also a sniper.
Remember he was always wearing this black hat with like the Punisher logo on it.
It's like a Scully logo. I don't know.
That's a Navy SEAL like thing, a logo, like, you know, like SEAL Team 6's logo is the Punisher logo with the number 6 on it.
It's Shadow Company from Lethal Weapon Part 1.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's like a rogue Vietnam mercenary.
And these guys that AJ pointed out in Boston were wearing the same hats as Chris Kyle. One of them actually even looked like Chris Kyle.
It's all too perfect. Yeah,
one of them looked like Chris Kyle's ghost. Like, you got to see the pictures. It's up on AJ's
Crisis Players. I mean, it was gonna come to this. This is the moment. We are at the zeitgeist where the fucking truth,
so you
the
got Chris
truth
Kyle,
media is going mainstream, breaking
ghost
shit.
Bombing fucking Boston.
Okay.
Oh,
now,
and then there was predictive programming, supposedly some
with
movie
family.
Okay, there was and also that's funny that Bill O'Reilly mentioned the Family Guy episode where Peter joins a terrorist group and sets off like a fucking 2 like twin bombs, right?
At the Boston Marathon, or no? The movie with TLJ.
No, but it shows a scene where like Peter is at the bar. You know the what do you call it?
It's
the
rusty
drunken clam. And he's sitting there and he's dressed up in like as a Muslim with his like Muslim skull cap and all that, and he's talking to his friend, and he's like, hold on just a second, I gotta take care of something, and he just like presses a button on his cell phone or something, and then you hear an explosion, and it's like, okay, go ahead, and then they keep on talking, and then like a few seconds later he was like, hold on 1 second, one more thing. And he clicks another button on his phone, and you see another and you hear another explosion.
And there were 2.
Yeah, twin explosions.
Exactly. Twin. Now,
twin again. Twin. The twin.
And I noticed. I don't know if I told you this, John, yet, but the main footage of the bomb that everyone's seen, with it going off at the finish line right there from the news cameras, the bomb goes off and all the smoke rises right behind all of the flags of the world, basically.
Like the United Nations.
And then a big American flag.
It looks like the front of the United Nations with all the flags.
Exactly. It's right there. It's literally right behind that. The flags.
Yeah. No, Obama even referenced that imagery in a speech that he gave this morning.
This morning
at the funeral.
He's given so many speeches. Oh, he's given a lot of speeches.
Oh
recently.
yeah, I mean, Obama's he's doing what he loves the most. He's on TV like every day because there seems to be a new tragedy every day now.
Well, now they're keeping them flowing. We got the Newtown families and everything. You know, did you see that?
Like,
a Newtown
Rand Paul
person?
said he's using the Newtown parents as props. Right?
Randall. Rand is crushing himself with this.
Yeah, Rand Paul basically said that Obama's using the Newtown parents as props, and then Obama responded. And he had the Newtown parents next to him, and he had Gabby Gifford also.
Someone else.
He had Gabby Gifford on one side, and then Newtown parents on the other side. He's just like, I'm offended that someone would say that I'm using these people right here next to me as props, you know. And it's like, come on, you are. How come there are none of the
They're not props. They're actors.
Where are all the pro-gun Newtown parents?
Well, they're have to flush. Well, no, they're the ones that don't speak.
They don't get to get used.
They're the ones that don't speak. But also a young lady whose sister was a teacher who got killed there, basically said the same thing on like today on GMA or whatever.
What, that she felt they were used as props?
She was pissed at Rand for saying, she's like, my dead sister's not a prop, blah blah blah, that sort of stuff, like righteous indignation, so on and so forth. Who did these recent bombings? That's what we want to know. Well, because Newtown's not a mystery, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
Of who done it.
But I'm just saying it's in the news. I mean, the fact that that they are going after Rand Paul this early on means he's probably going to be.
No, he's got too much heat on him. I don't think. I disagree.
But that's the point. Like when
Sycamore rides again.
When Mitt Romney was like the first person that Obama like started dissing like early on in the campaign when everybody else was still like considered like more likely to get the nomination than Romney.
It wasn't as divisive though. There was no tragedical shit to go behind it, which is this is a major political push.
Oh, and there was a funny scene too at the funeral this morning. Because,
there always
because Mitt Romney was in the audience.
What? Right? And
Obama gave an interesting speech where he was very inspirational. He said, "We will get to that finish line. Whoa. You will run again. I know this for sure. You will run again." Wait. And I think he was looking at Romney when he said that. That was funny.
Yeah. Wait. So, do you think? And didn't Obama say it was round one in the gun debate? So it's like round one.
Yeah. After he dissed Rand Paul, he was like, "Oh, this is just the beginning, guys. This is round one."
I've never heard.
Really angry. Oh, you got to look it up.
I saw the speech. Yeah, I said I've never heard a president. I've never heard a president be like,
pissed.
"Yo,
he's like, yeah,
first degree,
he's
motherfucker."
Like, you gonna see, nigga, it's coming. You know, yeah, he was angry. We finally got to see the angry black president.
Black Jesus. Now, okay, it's true. So it's all coalescing together quite nicely. Is it all going according to plan, or is it just chaos out there right now?
Well, I mean, look, the gun bill got rejected, you know, all three parts of it, even the one that they were going to compromise on, what was that, the background check.
Well, did you see that Morning Joe was shaming all the senators that voted against it, all the Rand Paul and everyone? Morning Joe was shaming them, being like, he's fully on board. As you know, he changed
Morning
it.
Schmo is ashamed of being a Republican or being a rhino or whatever the fuck he is.
Right.
You know, of course. And, you know, his paychecks are signed by the left. So
the liberal elite. This is all going on government. People are saying, you know, in the Boston Marathon time, when that happened, Congress was debating all this super important shit, as they always should be. But it's like, it's a distraction from all this, like, internet bill and fucking gun control.
It is a distraction from is CISPA.
Yeah, CISPA.
Is I think about to be voted on, and also
is that SOPA too?
They brought back illegal insider trading is now legal again. Insider trading is legal again.
Wait,
now.
They legalized insider trading?
They legalized insider trading.
Come on, Montana.
Yesterday.
Is this Montana getting the news wrong?
This happened yesterday, like behind closed doors and everything.
In the wake of all kinds of shit.
Yeah, like. No, you know, you got the gun control thing going on. You got what happened in Boston. Control. You got what just happened in Texas now. And then, behind closed doors, they're taking care of CISPA and insider trading.
Boston, Texas. In your brain, it sounds the same as Austin. We have a guest speaker. Here we are.
And it's so interesting that all this stuff played out the way it did because, you know, we got... the anniversary of Waco, you know,
Patriots Day, Tax Day,
and then a big explosion happening near Waco on the 20th anniversary of Waco.
Everything surrounding 420 seems to be like
it's all leading up to Hitler's birthday, you know, and it's all these Illuminati holidays.
Stoner's New Year.
Yeah.
But yeah, why is that too? It's like, why is this supposedly chill, stony holiday the center of all this?
Yeah,
it seems all this sinister.
It's called. I think it's
Columbine
called the Summer of Fire or something. Yeah, which is the season of like terrorism, which is like this was when we had Columbine, Oklahoma, Waco. Now we have this Boston thing, this strange explosion in Texas, which they're calling an accident. You know, and
what? Yeah, I mean, what?
They wouldn't be called if this happened in a populated area. They wouldn't be calling this an accident. They'd be calling this terrorism. But because it happened in a very unpopulated area, very deserted.
Yeah, I saw a crazy movie-ish like shot of someone taking a picture of the mushroom cloud, and there's like a burger joint right in front of it. It looks like
a nuclear explosion.
Well, it looks like a large bomb. Any large bomb.
It looks like a small nuke, basically.
A big enough bomb will create a mushroom cloud.
It's a large bomb. It looked like a large bomb or like one of those mini nukes. You know what I mean? But it squared. It flattened. Like they said a 5-mile radius, and then they said a 5-block radius. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I mean, I have to look exactly at it, but they're saying that, you know, at least 160 people injured, and maybe somewhere around 15 people dead or something. They don't even know yet because they have to dig through the rubble. You know, everything is just gone.
Yeah,
that whole town is gone.
Literally,
it's a small town. It's gone.
Yeah, it reminded me of like Thor or something. You know, just crazy. Could be like a crazy attack, like disaster scene in a small town.
It's so close to Waco. It's so close to the Bush Crawford Ranch.
Oh, it's close to Waco.
Close to the Bush Ranch also.
Bush Crawford.
They said they felt it in Crawford, Texas. They felt
they felt it as much as 70 miles.
It registered
away.
as an earthquake.
70 miles away. They felt a 2.1 magnitude earthquake.
Dude, that's just
not.
Very strange,
that's not just some plant blowing up. That's like maybe there was a fucking sinkhole portal or something that opened underneath.
There was a sinkhole today in where was it? It happened. Was it in Chicago?
In Chi-Town?
No, it just happened just today. I mean, I saw the report on the news. Yeah, sinkholes are popping up, or I guess popping down.
Yep.
Everywhere in America, everywhere around the world right now, there's a big phenomenon of sinkholes. I mean,
what about that Chilean miner rescue? When did that happen? Was that around 420? I feel like
there was a numerological relevance to the date. I remember that, and the number of miners and everything. And but also there were people saying that was a whole staged
that could be too. And also maybe mining accidents, stuff like that could be caused by these sinkholes. It's like you go in one thing and then you can't come out because the fucking Earth has shifted underneath.
I mean that's a possibility. Maybe all these sinkholes are just a result of like all this shit that we're doing, like digging underground and looking for reptilians or whatever the fuck we're doing.
Oh, what about the recent polls that I've seen talked about in mainstream media that says like 12 million people believe in reptilians and they think they're controlling the government? Like they're really pushing. There's been this whole wave. There was a whole study done or something on conspiracy beliefs in America, and surprisingly, they found a lot of people believe it.
If you're a pure Democrat, then you believe that just because the majority believes it, then must be true.
Well, and it's not a majority, but yeah, it's just like they seem to be doing a lot of research on who believes in what, like wild, wacky conspiracy nowadays. Which, of course, they would, because again, it's just the mainstreamizing of these particular topics.
But they always say that, like when you watch, what's his name, who doesn't even have a show anymore, I think Ed Schultz, where he was like on his show all the time, he's always showing these polls like 90% of people that voted believe that Obama's correct. You hear that? 90% Republicans, 90% of the people are with Obama. And of course, this 90%, this just means that 10% of his own fucking watchers don't agree with him. That's all it means.
Yeah, Ed's whole line, he would always say, "Get your phones out. I want to hear from you."
Get your phones out.
It's a text thing. He'd always be like, "Okay, program now. Get your phones out."
And he acts like like a poll that he's taking on his show that like 3 people watch is gonna fucking, it really means, that it's hilarious when people believe these polls and all like, you're gonna believe a Fox News poll or an Ed Schultz poll or a fucking...
Well, it's the problem with this democratization of information.
What's the polling guy on Fox News who was always picking out? Yeah,
Frankie Luntz. Yeah,
Frank Luntz picks out the people he's gonna poll. You know what I mean? He like puts them through all kinds of tests and shit before.
Now, I want you to squeeze your knob when you feel something during this debate. Maybe a thrill going up your leg. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the comedic
he controls
stuff.
the debate so that he's gonna get the fucking polling results that he wants. I mean, it's very clever, and all these poll artists are very clever. Like they control the debate, and they spin the information to the pollers so that the pollers will, make an opinion that usually matches like what the poller wants you to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See.
Like, of course, like Ed Schultz's fucking audience is gonna agree with him. It's like, 90% of my listeners seem to agree with me. That just means that 10% of the people that watch his show are just must really hate him or something. You know what I mean?
Some rappers have a stripper pole like in their bedroom or living room. Yeah. I want a polling center in my living room or bedroom. Office with cubicles and stuff. Oh, how delightful.
What?
Pubic what? Oh, supposedly, what is it? Pubic hair. I read some is found a lot. I don't know. People collect it. Oh no, it was some great like genius from history, like freaking.
I hear that if you keep pubic hair, like you can live like extra long.
Try it.
You can live like maybe like 1 year longer.
They said that a great poet, I think it was Lord Byron or something, like collected pubic hair. I read an article about famous perverts in history, like Gandhi slept in a bed of naked women, and things like that. Just random shit, like. Fools having foot fetishes and stuff.
Martin Luther King raped a little boy.
No, I don't know about that. But yeah, like some poet from back in the day, like they did all because there's a lot. There's as Montana. There's a genius madness connection that has no boundaries. Like
geniuses are quite insane,
quite erratic. Like if you do one thing brilliantly, you might be obsessed at another thing that's kind of unhealthy or strange or anything like that. But that's how you gotta live. Get it how you live, as the Hot Boys would have said, featuring Lil Wayne.
Well, yeah, so I mean, there are no saints.
Saints and sinners.
Yeah, the popes are a bunch of fucking child molesters, and it just I mean, we live in a corrupt society.
Oh man,
we're being given these heroes like Che Guevara, who was like this fucking racist, murdering rapist, but people wear T-shirts with fucking his face on it because. To them, it symbolizes like this fucking Mexican Jesus.
La lux de la Jesus. Yeah. So what? Okay. So to circle it all.
This is what I noticed. People either have a fucking poster of Jesus, Che Guevara, or Bob Marley. In their house. Every American either has a poster of Che Guevara, Jesus, or Bob Marley.
So it's like, are you light side, dark side, or green side? That pretty much sums you up in which one you are.
Green side? What's the green side?
Bob Marley.
Oh, Bob Marley.
Because it's like, you're the dark side if you have Che, you're light side for Jesus, and for Bob, you just want to chill, man.
And then, of course, there's also people who have Tupac on their wall.
Oh, of course, that
Cobain,
too. Criminal Man.
But I mean, it's not nearly as popular as a Bob Marley poster.
Well, he's a big artist. People have the big artists, Jim Morrison, Bob Marley.
Che Guevara posters are huge, yeah.
Well, they're big. Scarface posters. They sell at every cigarette shop. Our version of Bodegas.
You're right. Scarface is another one.
That's for the boys. It's for the boys. But yeah, so to circle it back around, of course, what fallout, so to speak, will we see from these two recent incidents of things exploding?
Did I mention also there was some predictive programming too?
With some movie with Blown Away with Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones bombing the Boston Marathon. Yeah.
Right, and that movie was from about 20 years ago, just like Waco. And because there was a lot of early to mid 90s like terrorism, prepper, homegrown
Tommy Lee Jones, roommate of Al Gore back in college. Right, yes,
we knew that, I knew that. Like, the fool's been knowing that, but now it's like, AG, global warming. Global bombing.
So this has every characteristic of a false flag inside job.
How dare you say that?
How dare I?
I knew you were going to say the cliche of the day. It's not a false flag. It's many flags.
They actually discussed the term false flag on the O'Reilly Factor yesterday.
Oh gosh, it's so in the mainstream.
They discussed the false flag theory.
It's so buzzwordish.
Alex Jones, which was and you see this more and more. Like after Newtown, you saw Anderson Cooper address the Sandy hoax theory.
But they still tear it down.
So now you have Bill O'Reilly addressing the theory that.
But he didn't like it, right? He don't like that
false flag theory. No, of course he was going totally against.
He's going ham at it. But it's not a false flag.
But the point is, they were paying attention to it, which is rare that even Alex Jones gets attention from the mainstream media on something like that.
Well, now it's not so rare, buddy.
No, it's not, but that means they're promoting him in a way.
Yes. Not in a way. They are promoting him.
Promotion into the mainstream.
Now I'll tell you this. No, it's not. Okay, false flag is when you do something under the guise of it being one flag or country or a group, really, and it's another one. And that is a component of what this is, but really it's the multi-flag. It's not a false flag, it's a red flag. And it's in front of every flag, which means that it's just showing you that
I'm just a white man. Oh, that's one thing we didn't discuss too.
You needed to go.
Brad Paisley and LL Cool J got caught a lot of hate for a song that they did that was supposed to be squashing hate, I guess, trying to let bygones be bygones and put differences aside about stuff that happened hundreds of years ago, and
Well, Paisley is very broken up that someone looked at him badly at the mini mart
for wearing a Leonard Skinner T-shirt that had a Confederate flag on it.
First world rock star problems, I know.
But I think
it's tough out there.
But see, like I've seen rap videos with black rappers rapping in front of the Confederate flag.
Oh yeah, sure, in the hood,
you know what I mean?
New Orleans and all that.
I feel like it is down south. Like it doesn't mean the same thing that we think it means up here in California or in New York or in
it's just showing,
where are we at? We're in Montana.
Missoula, yeah. It just shows you that you're mad country, like you're from down south and you're country, you're hood. But I don't know how hood Paisley really is.
But it's like, you know, LL Cool J wears a New York Yankee hat all the time.
God.
Are we gonna judge him for that? You know, I mean, he's a Yankee, right? He wears his Yankee hat, and then Brad Paisley wears his Confederate flag, and it's supposed to symbolize, you know, the Civil War and shit like that. But it's like, LL Cool J even said in the interview, like, yo, I wear a skull. Sometimes I like to wear a skull and bones on me.
Yeah, you know.
But I'm not a pirate.
Lip smacking. Well,
and he might be a butt pirate on the download, but we don't know that.
I will forgive you your gold chain, LL. You have the blessing. You got it from a Jew anyway. Yeah. It's all good. And
but I don't think the song is. I think can have a deeper meaning. Like it doesn't necessarily mean like forget about slavery. Just saying like, you know, don't blame like
the rock star.
Don't
the
blame
country
somebody for what. Don't blame somebody for what their great grandparents did. You know what I'm saying?
You can blame them for being a douche now by wearing, let's say, a Confederate flag. Not saying you can't wear it, but the people want the freedom from being called out today, and you don't get that freedom. Oh no, and you shouldn't.
But
what
like
I mean
it's the
is,
same thing.
People have the right to talk
people
shit.
People wearing Che Guevara T-shirts.
Well, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They have
like,
the right to do it.
Like to somebody who knows, you know, more about Che Guevara and who studies more about what he's done, what he did. Like I don't agree with people who wear those T-shirts. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, no, and you can tell them that too. Like, and all that. But maybe like, you shouldn't, because they'll probably knife you up.
What about remember the guitarist from the Sex Pistols, Sid Vicious? He used to always, He used to always wear like a fucking Nazi flag on his T-shirt. Remember that?
Because he was mocking that shit, right? Or was he? Was he promoting it? They did get booted off by the Queen.
We don't know. He was just wearing it. He was wearing it as kind of like a protest, as to saying like I can wear whatever the fuck I want, no matter how offensive it is.
And you punk-ass punk rockers today, exactly. The point is to punk is supposed to confuse and annoy people. That's the point.
That's what punk is about. It's about obnoxiousness and just, you know, it's a big middle finger to the establishment. It's against conformity. It's against everything that the white sacred establishment wants to force on people.
Yeah, so it's like, and the Pistols get kicked out of England, and Sid Vicious gets dead. I don't know, you know, it's another one of those maybe overlooked historical music conspiracies.
It's another Mockingbird operation or something.
Yeah, and the singer Johnny Rotten's still alive and goes on like Red Eye and fucking Current TV and shit, doing whatever. But all these fools, the music
He's
game.
Like the Paul McCartney. Right?
Or some rapper, some said, to make it in the game, French Montana or something, it's like you gotta walk into the Devil's Den or the Devil's Playground or some shit.
Somebody. Right?
He's like, you're swimming with sharks. So it happens, you know. I hear about all this shit. I was thinking about this recently, I read an article about Phil Collins, who was the biggest music star of the 80s next to Michael Jackson, like worldwide. And even today, he's all like depressed and shit. I don't know. He just like chills on his ranch or whatever, like looks at YouTube or something like everyone else. Like it's weird. I don't know. Just people that get put through the grinder, the heavy grinder for whatever reason.
And if Sid Vicious, you know, was a target of somehow assassination, as like there, you know, a lot of conspiracy theorists contend, you know, then
they do?
Yeah.
Oh. So there's all these important musicians that go against the establishment are on the list.
Exactly. And what's more, you know, anti-establishment than actually, you know, mocking the flag of the secret establishment, which is the Nazi establishment. You know what I mean? Like almost So it just in a way, maybe because they felt like he, you know, and they could make him a martyr for like neo-Nazis at the same time, like punk rock neo-Nazis and shit.
Yeah, the Nazi.
So it's very useful to kill somebody like Sid Vicious, and they can do the same thing to Brad Paisley. Like they can kill him and make him a martyr for all these pro-slavery Confederate.
Because he's so anti-estab, Mr. Paisley.
Yeah, but he's the guy who's willing to make peace with Black America, and if they kill him, then they can make him a martyr for the white America that try to make peace with Black America.
He's the
and
one
so
guy.
Therefore, all of a sudden, white America would become angry and say, "Well, fuck peace now. We're ready to make war."
Wait,
you know what I'm saying? So they can try to make him a martyr for white racism.
Are you sure he doesn't just work for the Southern Paisley Law Center? His boy, boom, boom, bam.
Any predictions, man? Any
predictions? Well,
precautions.
Preponitions. Yeah, premonitions. Well, I wasn't thinking of any in particular.
I had some, but I forgot.
But of course, yeah, I predict you will have more memory loss from. Sweet
It's
herb.
funny. I've been having dreams.
Oh shit! Tell us.
I've been having right before all this madness explodes.
I think I did too. Maybe something like that.
Like
I know what you're talking about.
I feel a week ago I had a dream about a huge explosion that I was like running from, that I saw like in the sky and just like started running from and went down into a tunnel and all that to get cover and all that. So it was
There's a band explosions.
It was
in
exactly
the sky.
Now that I remember, it was exactly the same shit I saw that happened in Texas, like this huge mushroom cloud in the sky, and that's what I saw in that dream, like this that just shook the earth and just just literally blew people off their feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's like I was thinking about this recently because we've been talking a lot off air about like North Korea and could they nuke people and all this, and then you just start to get paranoid.
So I remember
probably
sitting my dream.
Yeah, it's in everybody's mind.
But that's the first thing I thought in my dream too. It's like shit, North Korea.
Yeah, he said, in the dream? Yeah, you had political awareness.
And I've had dreams that came true. Like I had a dream about 9/11 the night before
Freeman?
9/11. Freeman had the same dream?
Not dream. He just says he predicted it by reading the numerology.
Yeah, and then I listened to Loveline one night.
What?
And there was a bunch of people calling in. They had a whole show based on people who had that dream, that same dream about 9/11. There was a bunch of people calling in. And I called in too because.
Oh, you got in there?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were on air then?
Yeah. So I talked to Dr. Drew and
like Drew, help me with my dream. How did Drew?
Carolla.
Let me guess. You need prescription meds for your dream habits, according to Pinsky.
He was actually telling people that. He was actually telling people, "Oh, you need to get on certain
sleep." Yeah, he's real big into sleeping medication. He loves that kind of stuff. Harken back to our anti-Drew video from a couple months back. Yeah, so predictions. I mean, the only one that rang true. I've already said it on the show, but I think just a lot more. My prediction is more cyberpunk-like terrorism. We're in the age of the hoodie.
They're turning the heat up right now. I mean, there was a lot of shootings. Mm-hmm. Now there's a lot of explosions.
Yeah.
What's next after that?
Like laser wars.
Big nukes. Alien invasion.
On the heels of Anonymous, quote unquote, announcing that they're going to have their own news website and they're going to be news purveyors now. I think that kind of Occupy-ish, Anonymous, Guy Fawkesian, hoodie, backpack, skateboard, whatever type of terrorist. That's the new one. That's going to be the Assange followers who are just like, oh yeah, I'll put a fucking back. Because fools got to realize this.
He's like their Jesus.
Fools got to realize this too, man. Especially when you're talking about like kids, teenagers, 16, 17 years old, the kind of people that they do use in like Muslim countries and all that for suicide bombers. Yeah. You can commit these, shall I say, anti-society-ish type kids. I just mean that in a general way, of course.
They're all like guys in their young teens, early 20s. Like those are the guys with the most. I know, because when I was that age, I had all this anger piled up in me all the time. Anger. At one point, I wanted to join the military after 9/11.
Yeah,
I was one of those reactionary types at the time.
You're not gonna convince a 50-year-old dude with 2 kids and shit to go fucking perpetrate crazy bombings for the punk rock sake of it, But yeah, a kid who's just angry, doesn't give a fuck, wants to blow up people anyways, wants to do all this shit.
And it's a bunch of old guys controlling young guys. Like you got at the top, you got the old guys who are old school. Like you got Bill Ayers, who used to blow up buildings. And
I was thinking about him just today.
Mentoring Obama, who's the young guy who doesn't give a shit. You know what I mean?
I was just thinking about this earlier today. I was walking around my neighborhood and I remember Breitbart had a speech where he was talking about going to Bill Ayers' house and his wife Bernadette Dorn or something.
He had dinner. Yeah,
he had dinner at their house, and he said they literally were the best cooks like he'd ever experienced. Like their food was so fucking delicious. He said he's
friends with Ayers, and him and Ayers talk all the time. And Ayers admitted to him to writing, ghostwriting both of Obama's books or something.
So I just thought of the connection that Breitbart, who Breitbart ate really great food at their house and died right after dinner, basically in my neighborhood, like several blocks from where I live, a few blocks. You know, just the connections were going fast and furious there. So
maybe maybe the dinner was the kiss of death.
I know, like,
you know, maybe
exactly.
they poisoned him.
Or no, well, not at.
And then also he was gonna appear on Alex Jones too.
Yeah,
he died right before he was gonna appear.
And
on
maybe
AJ.
at the Bill Ayers house, while he was having a good dinner, they were setting him up for his death.
No,
dinner.
he was gonna go public with some crazy shit. Of course, no, they took him out.
But yeah, it's there's fascinating shit everywhere you look. That's why life can be interesting, despite the madness, despite the bullshit. You gotta make your own connection.
Leading up to, I predict that leading up to Hitler's birthday, we're gonna see a lot more.
That's in 2 days, right?
More explosions. It's gonna feel like a Michael Bay movie.
No, the explosions.
It already feels like a scene from The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, it does. The explosions won't happen in the next like 2 days. They're gonna tamp them down before. But as Kanye and good music might say, it's gonna be a cruel summer, most likely. And now into the winter.
This is gonna be a Michael Bay summer. We're gonna see a lot of explosions.
Well, pain and gain.
Maybe robots and alien invasion.
Yep, and a Michael Bay movie is coming out, coincidentally, called Pain and Gain. And America stands to go through pain and gain. It's all about, you know, steroids and shit.
Is that
bodybuilding. It's a true story about, like, bodybuilder fools that decide to rob a bank, and then it goes from there. Yeah. So it's like a crime comedy.
I saw the trailer for that, and I was like, okay, for a Michael Bay movie, it doesn't have like all the CGI in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like.
It's like his Fast and Furious.
It's
but
like
minus
him like toning down his style. So I hope that if he's gonna do Ninja Turtle, I hope he tones it way down.
Well, yeah, no, it's him. It's him redoing another flick in the style of Bad Boys 1 and 2 with Will Smith et al. Yeah, you know, just a non-special effects, just funny action film. But yeah, so
which
that's
I actually thoroughly enjoyed. I love Bad Boy 1 and 2.
Sure. Fun stuff. But that's what we can expect more of. You know, you got to take a chance. You got to do something just a little. People like dark shit, I guess, nowadays. But
yeah, I mean, all the superhero movies are getting darker.
Everything. You know. It's just all these.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this. Is going to be the summer of superheroes.
That one. Oh,
we got Iron Man, Wolverine, Superman. Who else? I mean, it's going to be like a big summer.
For a cruel summer at the box office.
Remakes /
and there's going to be, and you're going to see just an endless amount of predictive programming, NWO, fucking themes in all of that shit.
All that.
I'll be all over it. Like as soon as I see the movies a couple months later. But no, you know, check out a few in theater. Program myself to have a good time. But yeah, it's all there. You know, just watch out. Just be out there. You know, we're gonna see the more gang stalking, more like Chris Dorner group type people, groups of Chris Dorners, and like paramilitary oath keeper types who want to fight back the corrupt government.
I've been saying this for a long time. I think that a lot of these guys that are behind these you know, lone wolf attacks or whatever, or terrorist, you know, shootings or whatever, and I think that these guys might be a lot of these, you know, paramilitary or whatever you call them, the fucking, like, you know, Blackwater types, the very like militant types.
Well, even you said the Boston,
because these guys,
the suspect said were fingered.
Yeah, they looked like Chris, you know, what's his name, the guy who got killed?
Chris Kyle
type
like
of dudes.
Say.
They look like Navy SEAL type of guys, all in black. They look like Blackwater.
By the way,
and you know, the Blackwater guys are all like the reason I think is they're the best ones to use. They're pretty much like mercenaries. They have no identities. They're, you know, a lot of them are like convicted murderers.
They're erased.
They got erased. You know, they got immunity, like in Dark Knight Rises. You know, that whole thing.
And plus, you can do all kinds of shit. You can like burn off people's fingerprints. You know, give them plastic surgery, make them look different. All this people being other people.
Well, I mean, if they work for the government, they don't even have to do that. They just erase all their records. You know
that too. You know what I remember? I just thought of now, which I haven't heard anyone mention this yet, but another movie connection to this Boston thing, which is that movie Swordfish. You seen that one? Where the first scene is a fucking big bomb going off with ball bearings flying everywhere, and these bombs use ball bearings. And that was like the big centerpiece scene. Major predictive programming right there.
Yeah, another
like
thing,
slow motion shit.
Another thing that I didn't mention is that there was a Saudi Arabian student that was arrested initially after the bombing in Boston, that was actually released and sent back to Saudi Arabia right after a meeting between Obama and the Prince of Saudi.
There was a mystery flyer. It was just like after 9/11 with the Bin Ladens being flown out, right? And it's like this was the mystery Saudi flown.
Right after he met with the Saudis, it appears that they released the Saudi suspect of the bombing.
All right, so food for thought, motherfuckers. IJS Radio continues to rise.
A great fire is rising, like the one in West Texas, and
yes, and it's full of shit.
Did I mention that it was on the 20th anniversary of fucking Waco?
It's around that time.
Right by near Waco.
Yes.
Oh, I mean that's crazy.
And we have another.
But it was an accident.
And guess what? Just like Waco, the head of Homeland Security is this short-haired, dykey, lesbian-ish butch woman who, like everyone knows, is this Nazi.
I mean, it was not the head of Homeland Security back then.
It wasn't called Homeland Security, but Janet Reno was the
she was the Attorney General.
Attorney General, right?
She was the Eric Holder of her.
But now they have the Napolitano judge, if you will, of America.
Another really.
Janet is the current head of all Homenstachen security.
And it's funny that she's not allegedly not related to Judge Andrew Napolitano.
Allegedly, although they look similar.
The little short, stumpy looking, short-haired looking Italian.
But then they're replacing the Attorney General with the hot black chick, or is she already? I don't know. Reconfirm her.
I haven't even seen this chick. Like you said, Obama said something about her that she's the hottest looking Attorney General ever. But I haven't even looked into what she looks like.
IJS fans, check her out.
I'm pretty sure she's just gonna carry on.
Definitely, she's someone you could see. If you were with Michelle for a long time, you would want to get up on this AG chick. It's the exact type of chick you cheat on Michelle with.
Is she hotter? She's hotter than Michelle.
Yeah, younger for sure.
Michelle is pretty hot. She's not a bad-looking girl. Especially with the bangs.
I should whip it out, check out the phone or something, whatever chick. See her pictures, but no, you'll check her out. But the point is, hot chicks are rising in this governmental Nazi perpetuality. Yes, they know they can be used well.
That's where I disagree with what's his name, Pastor Manning, when he said that Michelle Obama is really ugly and she looks like a gorilla or something like that. And I'm like, no, she looks all right. She's not bad.
Well, Republicans don't like her. They say she's fugly, and
Well, I mean, I don't think Manning was saying that as a Republican. I think he just said that just to be provocative. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, fools want to get ratings. It's all about hits to your website, like Infowars.com.
And I don't even know what party he's from, because he disses the Republicans all the time too. So it's just.
I think this is her.
Let me see. Oh wow.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's her. Yeah, she's nice, right?
Hot.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. She's not, it's like she's on the level. She's a hot, 41-year-old chick.
She's a far cry from Janet Reno.
Oh wait, is this might not be her? That's California Attorney General.
Oh.
But she looks like this. This is either her, or she looks.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, but that's a different chick. Maybe it is. Hold on, we're recording here, people. We're recording here. I can't. I can't do it.
Anyway, she's hot. That's the point. This e-cig tastes like espresso.
It's a coffee flavored liquid. Yeah, fantastic.
I really like that.
It's called Dark.
I'm gonna plug that. By the way.
It's called Dark Roast Turk Coffee. Not to be confused with Young Turk from the Hot Boys.
That's right. I
mentioned earlier. But
E-cigs, dark coffee.
Dark Roast Turk Coffee by, I can't remember the name of the company, but Darth Vapor coming soon. my boy's company. Here we go.
IJS Radio, thank you for listening. And, we forgot to mention also, I was going to say, I saw a meme on Facebook that basically said something about the United Nations is encouraging masturbation to 5-year-olds.
Yes, that's the IJS.
So they stole our fucking theme. They stole our fucking
no,
motto.
it's just bringing the sex ed, curriculum to a new generation.
So then let's end the show by saying, listen to the United Nations. Kids,
you will listen.
Don't forget to don't forget to obey the UN Charter.
I can attest, I can say, don't get addicted to masturbation, kids, because it doesn't lead anywhere. You're literally just
the UN is trying
to
get you hooked. They wanted you to be addicted at a young age, you know what I mean? So they can sexualize you and enslave you, and all that good stuff. All right, kids, don't forget to train for your future sex slavery job.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. Because believe me, if you're 5 years old, you will be a sex slave in a couple months.
Yeah.
So just
especially if you're in like Macau or something.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way,
Radio.
I just radio. By the way, that chick, the one I showed you, is the one Obama was talking about.
Yeah. She's
Kamala Harris.
Smoking hot. I have
get in my bed.
Black girls, like, wow, Kamala Harris, baby, you could take my gun anytime.
Take shots.
That's right. I'd love her to take my gun and
get that
and
buckshot.
Do whatever she wants with it.
Joe Biden.
Put it in her mouth.
Joe Biden can't tell you to fire shots in the air.
I know.
If she was around.
It's gonna be tough because like it was so awesome. Like, and it's easy to clown on fucking Eric Holder, but it's gonna be tough to really clown on the chick that you want to bone.
Oh, we'll clown.
Yeah.
That'll be even easier. All right.
Kamala Harris, you can take my gun. IJS Radio, signing off.
Peace. Although there won't be any.
Montana out.
Sycamore flies.